So let me do a little bit recapitulation. Let's take a look. So we are in the three vehicle. Chapter 1. Sorry, we are in the chapter 4. Regards to three vehicle. Chapter 4, section 1, the essential call to practice the path of the three vehicle. In stage 1, explain the difference in the types of people who undertake this path. So we finish it. This is about the generally the Stravaka practitioner are the main audience of the three vehicle. Okay. And next, we go to the stage 2. Okay, stage 2 is about explaining the elements that make up this path, the elements. So they will be the detailing the causes and result relating to the mundane and supramundane world according to the Four Noble Truths. So we talk about Four Noble Truths and the Four Noble Truths. So we explain quite detailed regards the Noble Truths. So I know during recapitulation, can you just explain it smoothly for the Four Noble Truths class? Elena said, are you able to do so? No response.
No lah, we just go according to what we have learned.
You know, maybe we have an examination later, then we will know. Okay, since you're all responsive, so better we use examination to test you. Basically, it's still open book lah. We just follow the style previously. I will try to use like this version. See how well you can understand. Okay. Because you play roles for Dharma teaching in the future. Since you are all talkative, you are very good in presentation. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Okay, then we go to the stage 3. Let's take a look. Stage 3 is regards the method of the practice. Yeah, we are about the 3 trainings. The first is the advancing training of morality. Okay, class, we are about finishing. Okay, so we are about to finish, and today we will focus on the further progression of the precept. This refers to the dharma, how they purify morality and are also the preparatory practice for the meditation. So class, what is interesting today is, okay, let's see. I mute you all because quite disturbing. Okay, yeah, I mute you already. Let's take a look. Today is the preparatory practice of the meditation, meaning to say that if let's say you can't meditate well, today is the, what we learned today will be very helpful for you to do the verification. You can find out the reason, why you do the precept and you try to meditate, but you can't attain the result because this is the 6th Dharma, which correlates, they are in between the precept and also the meditation. So if you master it very well, then it will be quite helpful for you to progress in meditation. And for today, I think our scope will be more than that. We will go to the advanced training of the mind, which is about the samadhi. So I think we are managed. Maybe we are just somewhere. We might not be able to finish the samadhi, but maybe partially. So basically, in the previous lesson, is the verses number 86. One who can keep the pure precept will purify the threefold karma. Meaning to say, emphasizing the practice of the precept is the skillful means to practice the meditation. Okay. Then later on, we come here, see, following the full precept entails the following for bhikkhu and bhikshuni. The first, they will keep the individual precept without shame, and the dignified manner of the walking, standing, all this, okay, we have to check. They must be dignified, and they should properly study the Dharma accordingly. Okay, so this is the point. Now we go to the verses number 87. Yeah, Elena, please read through it closely. Please on the mic, please. I off already. Yeah.
Is it on already? Closely guard the gates of the senses. Control the consumption of food and drink. Diligently practice wakeful yoga and live with right knowledge. This instruction includes 4 items of practice. Closely guard the gates of senses, means controlling the 5 faculties and the mind as is taught in the Yi Jiao Jing. The 6 faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, are the gateways for cognition and also the entrances for the teeth of virtue, namely the 6 consciousness. The first 5 faculties see visible forms, hear sounds, smell, odors, taste flavors, and feel tangible things. The 6th, the mind, knows objects of cognition and is therefore the principal faculty. In our daily life, our activities are simply the seeing of visible forms, the hearing of sounds, and so forth. We have to guard these gates closely like a watchful doorman. When chickens and dogs rush into a house or thieves try to break in, we try to stop them or chase them out. When ordinary people are visible forms, hear sounds, etc., they always cling to what they experience. When something is agreeable, they cling to it, and greed arises. When something is disagreeable, again they cling, and anger or hatred arises. When one cannot control one's mind and is caught in the cycle of afflictions, one will create karma and regress, like a confused cow that wanders into a field and destroys new crops.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's take a look. Finish. Can I move up?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we finish? Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Leong know how to raise hand in Zoom. He is more high-tech than Elena and Sally. Okay.
No, this one is faster.
No,
Yes.
no, I didn't see you because just now I closed all the windows, so I don't see Elena and Sally. So you do this, I don't know. Mr. Leong, yeah. But basically, just 4 people need. Usually, I will see you all. If more than 4 people, basically, I can't see everybody. Okay, today is about. Try to control our faculty. So faculty meaning to say is the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and also the body touch. Yesterday we have a good case. One of our early students is a car dealer. The expertise of the car dealer is once they drive a car, they can experience the engine performance. They will know, okay, maybe the speed, maybe the machine condition. They can know very well, and there's attachment. So yesterday our student, he mentioned that he drove a car, and the experience is so it's so perfect and it's so gorgeous. Not gorgeous, it's so good the experience. And it makes him cannot forget the feeling of driving the car. He can't sleep. He can't sleep, just always thinking of the car and just really want to possess the car, because due to the engine capacity and due to the driving experience. But unfortunately, it is out of his affordability to buy the car. So he shared yesterday. Well, according to the Dharma, it is very correct that if you see the car visually and you drive the car and feel it, feel with the sensation, feel with the touching. Basically, the impact to the touching is more enormous compared to see the car on me. It proves that Abhidhamma is correct. Basically, our body, the sensation is more stronger. So for this case, our Dharma brother feel to control his faculty. So meaning to say, once he's drive the car, when the physical body touch the car and feel the engine, he really indulged already. So that is happened to men. I think same happened to women. A woman basically may be more indulged in shoe, the clothes. I think
no.
Not you.
No.
Normal woman.
If I drive a Lamborghini and a Maserati, then all night I won't be able to sleep, I think.
If that's the case, maybe a partial of your brain is the man brain, or it's the male brain. Yeah, that's true. Basically, our brain structure for men and women are different. A woman basically women prefer good hairstyle, the beautiful clothes, a good handbag, a shoe. That's the woman preference, and the preference is due to the brain structure. I can't tell you, but it has been scientifically proved already. Maybe more on the left brain. For men, they prefer visualization and prefer the engine and the assemblement of the machine, something like that. That is the man brain, you see. So meaning to say that, Elena, you possess you possess the male brain. This is the reason why for some gay or for some maybe we say called bisexual, especially gay, not all gay. They prefer carry the handbag. They prefer to make up themselves like a woman. The reason is their brain is already. The brain is preset is the woman brain, but in the man body. There's something is with the brain. So maybe, okay, well, of course, no matter man brain or woman brain, okay, it's a general only. For certain people, I notice some are really very, how to say, a real girl, but they're also very good in visualization. And even though some men is very strong, they look very masculine, but the woman brain are also quite active also. So sometimes quite hardly to say. But anyway, as long as you indulge in it, if you don't safeguard your faculty, you will indulge. But of course, after learning the Dharma, our Dharma brother claimed that it won't happen anymore. Okay, but since meaning to say that this is where he trapped himself, so he has to be more careful. So everybody got one weak point, so you just be careful which point you are. Just be careful. Maybe some is eating durian, possible. Yeah. They will eat until crazy, they like it so much. Okay. So basically, when we talk about safeguard, first of all, the person who learned the Dharma without learning the Dharma is different. Because even though we are indulging, but we know. Right, not right, not during we indulging, we indulge, we notice, oh, I am indulging. But for those who without learning the Dharma, they don't know they are indulging. They just they themselves is indulging, but they don't realize that they should be mindful to the indulging. So that's the first thing. Basically, if we are mindful, we are indulging, even though after the indulging, sometimes we will regret. Sometimes we will be mindful because once there's a camera at the house and the thief know that there's a camera, basically they will be very alert and careful. But once the thief know that without any camera, CCTV in the room, in the house, they were just daring to do anything. That's the difference. Whether there's a CCTV or without a CCTV in the house, that's the difference. Secondly, well, it's not easy to say, oh, we just be neutral to everything. As long as you expose your faculty, quite sure we will have some greedy or anger. It's quite normal. But I mean, the impact not that strong if, let's say, we keep on with the meditation. Basically, after the meditation, and if you get the joy of meditation, since the joy of meditation is more refined than the joy from the five faculty from the object. Basically, the mind is very practical. They wouldn't go to the five objects so far. Quite soon it will move inwards. I think maybe Sally know it very well. You really enjoy the joy. When you prefer the inner joy, you are less attaching to the external joy. Of course, when we go, the sensation, since our faculty is still functioning well, of course, we still enjoy. Let's say maybe next month, we go to eat a burger. Hey, Mr. Leong, one burger is $20, you know. Oh, we want to make it. Of course, you will try the penta melon. Sally, what's the mushroom? So big one.
Portomelo.
You try to experience how the portomelo as a replacement to the meat. Okay, well, you will enjoy because $20. You will try. Okay, but of course later on, how do we respond? Are you going to keep on? And you cannot sleep due to the burger? That is attachment. But basically, I think if let's say the enjoy arise. Also, besides the attachment, also is due to the concentration of energy in the sexual chakra. It is proof already. Yesterday, one of our students who is so greedy in food, he said he is able to get rid of the greediness by spinning the chakra. Once the food appears in the mind, he just spin all the 7 chakra and the attachment will disappear. This is a good news. But anyway, I think since we are living in a sensual being, not necessarily just spin all the chakra to get rid of it. I think by enjoying the food or enjoying some sensual pleasure without attachment and reasonable enjoy is partial of our reward. Do you agree or not? So Elena, I think you want to drink coffee, you better go and drink and go to spin chakra to remove the image. Drink, right? Just drink it, enjoy it. And according to one Ajahn, he said the joy from the food or the beverage, you can just carry forward to meditation. We can try to prove it. Mr. Leong, do you prefer durian, Musang King? Do you like it? On the mic. On the mic, Mr. Leong, on the mic. On the mic. No. On the mic. You see the mic? Yeah.
Yes, we like.
You like it? Okay, so Mr. Leong, next time you try, after tasting the Mustang King, don't overfull, then you go to meditate. See whether the joy, the dopamine from the brain can carry forward to the meditation or not.
Normally it will.
You see?
Because of the dopamine and the what you call melanin.
Serotonin also.
All this chemistry, it will follow and it will give you a very good meditation.
Yes, yeah. Well, it is proof workable. So maybe, so this is the reason why before meditation, you should be enjoying. Even though it's a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, you just enjoy it, and then you do meditate, then you can just carry forward.
But then we must not be attached to it every time.
Yeah. We have to know ourselves to make use of it. Because what I mean is, it's abnormal for you always to remove the attachment, you see. Because you're a sentient being, you got nose and a tongue, it is reasonable. I mean, you reasonably enjoy and understand the pleasure. I mean, this is something like super attention. I think for Elena, yes, maybe a cup of coffee, or maybe you just drive the Lamborghini after a lot of pressure. Drive. Mahathir did the same thing. Or Mahathir say he prefer drive the car fast just to release the tension. He say he enjoyed that. I think that's the logic. Because there's adrenaline rush. And adrenaline rush also is something thing. But of course, this adrenaline rush can cling to the gambling, can cling to the drug addict, also all the same to taking the drug, all this drug abuse. Drug abuse also even relate to drug abuse also. So you just how to just be careful. Okay, so this is something we control the 5 faculty, but you must be combined together with meditation. Or I think it's not that easy. Usually, what we see, we just follow already. Okay, next, let's take a look. Okay, then one is here is the circle. Okay, when something is agreeable, we cling to it, and it arises when something is agreeable, then we feel anger. Yeah, this is very common. Okay, but if let's say class, okay, through my observation, okay, spinning sexual chakra remove, I mean the attachment, and if let's say there is anger, you can spin your sasara chakra. Yes, this chakra. Notice for a few times, once I feel agitation, okay, this chakra will be closed down, but the rest is active. So once I try to, after spinning it, it seems I gain back agitation. So class, you try to do experiment. Next time when you feel restless, you feel so impatient, you go and check. Have you bought the dumbbell, Elena, the dumbbell? You better go to get it, because we need a tool to always test the chakra, and we have to work the chakra together with you go to test. Maybe next Sunday you go to get the dumbbell by yourself. We go to buy the dumbbell. Yeah. We help you to buy the dumbbell, so you have a gauge to measure for the measurement. This is very good. Okay, so we got one more mission. We buy a dumbbell. But Mrs. Leong, since you can mutually helping testing, so not necessary to get a dumbbell. Okay, so next paragraph. Cutting of the gate. So, okay. Sally, on the mic, please.
On already.
Yeah, please read through it, Sally.
Guarding the gates of senses does not mean that one does not see visible forms or hear sounds, but rather that after seeing and hearing, one is able to control and not follow the cycle of affliction. For example, one sees beauty but does not feel lust. One sees money but does not have improper desire. This requires one to have the right knowledge and right mindfulness. Right knowledge is this ability with regard to the external or internal states to distinguish correctly between the good and the bad. The right mindfulness is the capacity to remain always alert and aware with regard to right knowledge. If one does not have right knowledge, then when an external object appears, one's mind is caught in the cycle of afflictions. One treats a thief like one's father, offering him a tremendous welcome. But how then can one subdue the thieves of virtues? If one does not have the right mindfulness and is always forgetful, it is like allowing a thief to come in and steal things while you're sound asleep. How then does one subdue the thief? Only by closely guarding the gates of senses can one stop evil. All evils are subdued virtues increase. As for these practices, efforts should be put into these areas of one's ordinary daily activities.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, sorry, now I say, Elena, you put the man brain. It is correct if I say masculine brain and feminine brain. So which one is correct?
Masculine and feminine.
Masculine and feminine.
So I should say, Elena, you possess masculine brain. That is more proper than man brain or male brain, right? Masculine is more proper. Okay, thank you. So so the gay will say they possess a feminine brain in the man body lah. Proper. So right, proper the presentation. Okay. So we continue. Sorry, how to undo? Do you know or not? I have done a wrong. How should I pray it? I have wrongly highlight. How to undo?
Press one more time. The color, the
Press
pen.
To undo. Oh, cannot undo.
Undone.
Cannot undo already.
Can one.
Can how to do? How to do?
Can redo one.
Go to undo.
Go to undo.
Block the thing and then go to undo.
Where is the undo?
You right click it.
Right click. Okay. Delete.
Undo it.
No undo option. No. Oh, no undo option. This is the PDF file. Okay, Sally, this is not a Microsoft. No, we're not available. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so we just leave it.
See if we put a different color.
No color. I don't have much choice. So I just got the yellow color only. PDF. I don't know why PDF just make it just one color only. Not like Microsoft. We have a multiple choice of color.
You use the other one, the next to the pen one.
These are my pen.
Now your one next to it. See what is it on there?
This is signature, Sally.
Oh, signature.
Signature. No much choice. Just one color only. Maybe this is the free edition. I think. So
this is not a free edition. I paid for it now.
You used for it long time already.
I sent to you. I bought it and sent it to you.
No, I mean the PDF file.
Yeah, I bought straight from Wisdom. Sent to you.
I know. What I mean is the PDF software itself. The software will determine what color.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But the side here, the side here, on your here, there's one pen, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Not the top, the side.
One,
the side, there's one pen.
Right hand side.
Right side, there's one pen.
Right side got one pen.
The right side, there's one pen. You try and see the pen.
Oh, this pen. Oh no.
No, cannot.
It's for reading purpose. Okay. so never mind.
Got one eraser one if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I'm confused. Okay, so I lost my pen already. I hope to get back my pen now. Yeah, I'm technology savvy. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so we just follow here. Okay, we just okay. So let me try. Okay, I think I have already explained why I underline. So let's take a look. You see, basically, in order to be more, how to say? Once we use our 5 faculties, we must be possess right knowledge and right mindful at the same time. Right knowledge meaning to say distinguishing between good and bad lah. So this is true education. You know what is good and what is good. And the right mindfulness is to remain aware, alert, and aware. Well, basically, the right mindfulness must be trained in the daily basis, so that you have a right knowledge, okay, at the same time. Okay, class. Basically, the definition of the right knowledge and the right mindfulness are. I see a better definition. Okay. During the meditation, how do you know that you do a correct meditation? Is based on the right mindfulness and the right knowledge. Right knowledge meaning to say that you must be an area. Within that area, you are very obvious knowing something that is the mindfulness. So, for example, anapanasati. So the touching point itself is the right knowledge. This is an area, and from the area we know the breath in, out, enough mindfully. So that is the right mindfulness. For every meditation method, there must be the combination of the right knowledge and the right mindfulness, or something wrong already. It's the same. Okay. Once we chant Amitofo, okay. So where is the area, class? Where is the area? Where is the right knowledge? You see, Anapanasati, touching point is here, right? So how about the chanting Amitofo? Where is the area? It's in the ear.
The ears.
Yeah, the ear. Because we hear Amitofo by using the ear, and by you, the area is supposed to be in the ear. And for each chanting, we are very clear. Each chanting is very mindful. So that is the mindfulness. So it's the right knowledge and also the right mindfulness. Okay, it's the same for visualization. For example, this is the pen. We try to visualize it. Okay, if let's say basically some people they cannot fully visualize it, meaning to say that the right knowledge is not that. Okay, but even though they just manage to visualize the upper part of the pen, but they can continuous it for half of a minute, meaning to say that they can just they can just have a mindfulness for half of a minute. So meaning to say that sometimes somebody maybe they are able to visualize the whole pen, but just maybe 5 seconds only. But some they just maybe can visualize half of the pen, but can be 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 10 minutes. But basically, after 3 to 5 minutes, since you have a good mindfulness, basically the whole pen you are able the picture of whole pen will be appeared. So meaning to say that the right knowledge and the right mindfulness basically they are mutually inclusive and mutually dependent. And once people claim that how come the breath is not that obvious, meaning to say that there's something wrong with the right knowledge. If you don't have a right knowledge, basically you don't know where to build up your right mindfulness. So meaning to say the satipatthana means there must be somewhere you have to base on somewhere to build up your mindful. So you don't have the base, how can you practice the mindfulness? So that's the point. Many people actually they are confusing and also get lost. Yes, okay, okay, we can check how good your right mindfulness and also your right knowledge. So class, let's take a look. Okay, are you able to see the Medicine Buddha class? Are you able to see the Medicine Buddha class? Response.
Yeah.
You see, okay, class. So please try to visualize the Medicine Buddha. Okay, make it appear in your mind. Then close your eye to maintain it as long as possible. When it disappeared, you try to make it reappear again in your mind. Okay? So until I call you, you can start it now. Okay, class, you can open your eye. You have already meditated for 1 minute. Okay, please put up your hand if the whole medicine Buddha appeared. If you have managed to make the whole medicine Buddha, 1, 2 people. Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you. Okay, why Sally? You just partially? How about Elena? Partially? Or whole blackout?
I saw the brightness only.
A brightness, so partial only. Okay, so meaning to say that Mr. Leong, the right knowledge is better than you all. Okay, okay. How about can you maintain for the 1 minute? Prop your hand. Maintain the whole for the whole minute. You are 1.
Maintain the brightness,
just maintain the brightness for 1 minute. Yes. Okay, Sally. Just maintain the partial for 1 minute, right? So meaning to say that you all possess a good mindfulness. Both of it is a different story, but as long as once you can prolong even to 5 to 10 minutes after some training, so the whole picture will be able to appear in Elena and also Sally. You understand what I mean? So I prefer this definition. This right knowledge is more related to the meditation and more, how should I say? What I try to explain, it is more logic and also more related. So in the way of Dharma, the definition for the right knowledge is not as good as this definition. So for your knowledge, you can just write it down. Knowledge meaning to say that this is good for the meditation. There must be a clear scope. Okay, class, take a look. So what if one doesn't have right mindfulness, it will be always forgetful. So just now, we need to say, Elena and Sally, you are not forgetful for the whole minutes. So that is the result of the mindfulness. Okay. Basically, why you cannot, why the whole medicine Buddha doesn't appear? This got a few reasons. One is the development. Your brain has yet to fully develop the neuron because we need to visualize things, and you need some practice. Once the neuron fully developed, then you will be able to visualize the color and the Buddha. For those who are artists, basically the most easiest method for meditation is the color kasina, because artists are inborn sensitive to the color, meaning to say the neuron in the brain, the neuron in the brain, they are inborn fully developed for the color. So once you are successfully to visualize the whole medicine Buddha with the blue color, meaning to say that the neuron fully developed. You need training. So the more you use the brain, the better is it. So it's very scientific. Okay, just use it as much as possible. So that's why the old folk, they play the mahjong. I think it's quite logic for them. For anti-aging, I think it's logic. If you don't use your brain, it could be worsened. but you just don't use the chaoma, the stick, just don't use the stick. Then just play it, ring, then the neuron will keep on and more activate. So now we go to the next. Okay, now we go to the control the consumption of food and the drink. Mr. Leo, are you unfreeze? Oh, they disappeared already, Mr. Leo. So Elena turns, control the consumption of food and drink, please.
Control the consumption of food and drink, the verse says. For monastics who rely on alms givers, this is particularly important. Being born in the human world with biological requirements, people have to have food and drink. As the Buddha said, all sentient beings depend on food to live. But those who rely on alms givers to live should consider food and drink as a mere necessities to maintain life. They should not pay attention to food flavors. Once it has been swallowed, how good can it be? In order to obtain and store up material things, lay people encounter all kinds of difficulties. The majority of the reasons for wars are similar to this. Now, since alms givers give for the sake of virtue, should not recipients diligently practice to repay their generosity? Thus, one should eat and drink neither out of lustful desire, nor for the sake of stoutness, strength, good health, or longevity. One should consume food not to become attractive or have a pleasing complexion, but only to survive. To maintain this brief human existence, only when one is physically and mentally strong can one practice in order to leave behind birth and death. If one lacks self-control and has insatiable desire, not only does one specifically pay attention to the body and to the flavors of food, one may also become upset and hateful towards the alms givers, engendering more afflictions and creating more evil karma. For lay people to have to regulate their economic lives, quite apart from the monastic who depend on their giving of alms.
Okay, thank you so much. Shall we finish? I want to move to next.
Yeah.
So now you all do the setting there. You can see everybody now.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Elena, you can see everybody now? Or just see me only?
When you show this screen, but when you get out of this page, the other one we can see all.
Okay, get it. Okay, so now talk about the consumption and the drinks. Okay, basically for the ancient times, they would do the alms round. Okay, So they pindabat for the food, and people put the food. So according to the Buddha, he said that we shouldn't attach, overemphasize on the flavor of the food. Okay, the reason is if we overemphasize the flavor of the food, it will become an obstacle for the meditation. So if let's say you go to Theravada, especially maybe the more orthodox and traditional, don't emphasize the flavor of the food because they very stick to it. To all this type of teaching, and they just want to talk about Four Noble Truths, Eight Noble Paths. They don't want to talk something more than that. So this is the more orthodox and traditional. I think I'm considered more progressive. So progressivism we practice. So we talk many things. Even though the food good or not good, we also talk about this. I think if I just limit myself, talk Four Noble Truths and Eight Noble Paths, you don't want to go out with me. Am I right? It's not a Four Noble Truths with me. You see, once we go out, basically we will talk many things and we try to understand how. And then I will try also see how can you help me for the Dharma propagation. You see, so I will consider myself as a progressive. But anyway, any attachment to anything not just the food only. The effect, the outcome, the effect is very direct reflect during the meditation. Because if let's say we don't really attach to certain thing, the mind cannot focus. We have to bear the consequence for ourselves. So basically, even though layman, like you all, if you really want to meditate well, you have to be very responsible to whatever you see and what you hear. For example, you want to meditate after 1 hour, but now you go to listen to the music, you very enjoy the music, you purposely do so you end up the whole session just with the music. You know what I mean? You have to be responsible because you yourself to decide what to do, and since after learning the Dharma, you know the consequence, and yet you still want to do, meaning to say that you have to sacrifice the whole hour meditation by listening to music. See or not? Dharma is very good because we know the cause and effect, and you have to be responsible for wherever you do. Me also same because we are not that orthodox, we are more progressive. Sometimes the progressive make us have a good socializing with the people, but sometimes there is some bad effect. So usually we will consider what is our limit. For example, now my family got problem, I will go back and help. But basically, if let's say they are in a holiday mood, they go to Genting, basically I wouldn't join. So I said it's not that suitable to me. And also I want to protect image and also my Vinaya also. But if let's say we just go off for just shopping window, it's not that for me. But for some, yes. If the bad effect is very strong, better avoid it. So I tell you how come what I do, why I don't behave according to what the text mentioned. We don't exactly follow the very orthodox way. Okay, next, let's take a look. Can you check for me? This is the footnote number 27. What sutta is it?
佛烧大智发明经 Sutra of Dharma Entrances to the Great Collection as taught by Buddha.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is one of the Mahayana texts. One of the Mahayana texts. Okay. So let me see what character I should introduce to you. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. I should introduce you this Chinese character. Okay, this is the Chinese. Okay. Okay, so this is the Chinese character, huh? Zheng Nian. This is very important character, huh? Finish? Oh, okay, class. Not all the Mahayana monks practice progressivism. I remember once I some guest monk from Taiwan. I brought them to Viva Home. It's a vegetarian restaurant, you know. And when they talk to me, they say, "Oh, we never go to the mall, you know. Even in Taiwan, we just stay in the cave." So meaning to say that, because they are quite emphasis on the Vinaya. So meaning to say that even though some Mahayanist monks, if they're very orthodox, they will step inside the mall, even though they're in the Taiwan. So next time, if you've got a guest monk, you have to ask first, oh, is it comfortable for you to step into the mall for a vegetarian meal? You have to ask first. Something very conservative. They might be, because if it is contrary to the Vinaya, they will feel not comfortable. This is their perception. I also surprised, how come when I step inside the mall, no people curious over me. Yes, no, I have never been a focusing point before, never. Oh, I thought I go to the mall, everybody will see at you, like seeing a monster. No, it doesn't happen. It seems like monks supposed to go to the, it seems like monks supposed to be going for shopping. It's the norm. I'm so surprised. Yeah, right. Not Sally. We go to mall many times already, right? Never see people very pay much attention to me. No, what? I don't feel like a movie star. I've been attracted. No, I don't feel it. I don't know why. I think maybe Theravada monk also same. People use. Yeah, Sally, on the mic, on the mic.
I've seen them in the mall.
Yes, no, I didn't feel it. I thought.
No, I've seen monks in the mall before, walking around.
So
it's nothing very.
Nowadays nothing already lah. Maybe 20 years ago it's very rare. Wow, a monk. Now it's nothing already lah. Okay, now we go back to the text. So after the Chinese character, we go to the awakened yoga. Yes, Mr. Leong, please read it before you freeze. Okay.
Diligently practice wakeful yoga. This pertains to the methods of practice concerned with sleep. Sleep is necessary for the recuperation and the maintenance of mental and physical health. According to the Buddhist system, the initial period of the night thus begins at 6 p.m. and the night is divided into 12 hours. Is 6 to 10 p.m. and the last part of the night is from 2 to 6 a.m. During these two periods, the monastic disciples should
freezing already. He's freezing. Steady, why you're so happy? Don't.
I heard dong 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 dong.
You read there.
Participate in walking and sitting meditation. And they should eat, but should well even while asleep.
Okay. So stop. Stop before you freeze. Sally, whenever you laugh, I have recorded. The recording will be exposed to the whole world. After the witch. See.
Well, it shows that we are happy, right?
Yes.
We are moksha, liberated.
Raise hand in Zoom once you wish. Raise hand by Zoom. Yeah. Mr. Long, there's a thumb up. This is not raised hand. Yeah, that's correct already. Okay. Sorry, I think we better finish this paragraph. Okay, because it is related. Elena, please. When it is time to sleep, please.
When it is time to sleep, one should first wash one's feet, then lie down properly. One should lie on the right side of the body, with the left leg on top of the right leg, which is called the lion posture, and is the most beneficial position for the body and mind. When one is about to fall asleep, one should cultivate the thought of brightness with skillful practice. Even one's sleep and dreams will become bright. This way, one will not be overly somnolent. Not only will one wake up easily, one will not dream. Or if one dreams, the dreams will be free from affliction and be about the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. When one is sleeping soundly, one has to maintain an alertness. One has to practice good deeds diligently, even in one's sleep. Such a habit of sleeping is most useful for recuperation of the body and mind. One's dream will not be distorted, and one will not become lazy or desirous of sleep. According to the continue.
Continue, please. Yes.
According to the Buddha, one should sleep in the middle period of the night and rest one's body and mind. People who engage in ascetic practice always sleep without lying down, which is commonly called the no lying down position. Although they do not lie down, it is not the case that they do not sleep. Rather, they maintain full alertness. The Yi Jiao Jing says, in the middle period of the night, one should recite the sutra in order to rest, and should not waste one's whole life for the sake of sleep. According to all the teachings in the sutras and treatises, however, one should sleep and rest in the middle period of the night. During meditation in the initial period of the night, if one becomes sleepy, one should get up and walk. If one is still sleepy, one can wash the face with cold water and then recite or read sutra.
Okay, thank you so much.
Why got the hand there?
What is so funny?
Cannot go off lah, the hand.
Oh, it can. Lower the hand.
The
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah. Then I lower the hand for you. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Just-
Thank you.
It is suffer if you're able to raise the hand but cannot put down the hand, right? It is suffer.
Yes.
Finish, Sally. Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, class. Basically, use wakeful yoga. I think wakeful yoga might not be a Pali or Sanskrit term. It is literally translate from Mandarin to English. So they say wakeful yoga. What's the definition of the wakeful yoga? Okay, first of all, during in ancient Buddha time, the way they really sleep just only the midnight, 12 to 10 to 12 o'clock. They call it as a midnight. Wait, maybe 10 to 2 or less. Sorry. Yeah, 10 to 2 a.m. Yeah, 10 to 2 a.m. So they call it as a midnight, 10 to 2 a.m. They really sleep. So before 10, maybe from 6 to 10 and 2 to 6, this is the other part of the night. So this is the way to segregate the night. You see, 10 to 2 p.m. is a 4 hour. Then 6 to 10, another 4 hour. Then 2 to 6 is another 4 hour. So they call it the midnight, early midnight, and the later midnight. Basically, they in the early midnight and the later midnight, they will just use it for meditation. And the real sleep is fall inside the midnight, meaning to say is about 10 to 2 a.m. Okay, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And even though they sleep, they have to adjust the position of lion posture. Okay, so they lie on the right side of the body, and the leg will overlap together, and they must have a mindfulness, sleep mindfully, not sleep. And they have to sleep without any dream. Okay, basically, what the method use is the brightness contemplation. So they make their minds away in the bright situation. Then, even though they fall into the sleep, there won't be they would be they wouldn't trigger the previous defilement. Because basically, once we sleep and once we wake, this is the moment where we are quite vulnerable to the defilement, especially once we sick and once we sleep. Okay, so he tried to avoid it. Okay, so for class, but for you, I think it is it's quite impossible just to sleep from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. 2 a.m. I think nowadays the science will encourage you to sleep maybe 6 to 8 hours. According nowadays the science, if you sleep not enough, whole day will influence you, and it's detrimental to your healthy. But of course, if there's an opportunity, you just go have a short retreat in the forest. Okay, some Orthodox school, they still practice this kind of lifestyle. You can have a try. But basically, the better your meditation, the better of your meditation skill, the more you can adapt to this type of lifestyle. Am I right? See or not? Because for normal people, it is quite hard to sleep from 10 to 2 p.m. only, to 2 a.m. only. And yet you still have to be very alert, you see. I think for Elena, maybe in the morning, when you wake up, if you just really do like that, maybe you key a lot of error. You have a lot of key error once the working. Maybe more 2-0 or less 2-0, just do a lot of error in keying. So it might not be that practical for the layman, I think, nowadays. This type of lifestyle, not that practical. Except you are stay in the jungle, then you can really try it out. Okay. Well, according to the text, it does mention an excessive practice. They call it no lying down. Yes, there's totally 12 tutanga. So during the tutanga, they got the tutanga, meaning to say try to reduce, to minimize the attachment, and they will try to be just sleeping without lying down. But practically, I remember I stay in one monastery in USA. Well, you will gain something by practice sleeping without lying down, but it's quite detrimental. Not everybody is ready. I don't know whether you can imagine or not. You can try one night, just sleep without lying down. I think maybe you look like ghost tomorrow already. You look like ghost already.
You can sit down. You can sit down like that and sleep.
Just sit down and sleep. Cannot lie down. Cannot lie down. That is one of the excessive practice. Now it's still prevalent in Thailand. Thailand, they prefer the excessive practice and also the forest. And the forest, how to say, and the forest tutanga, which is more common in Thailand rather than Myanmar. Okay, so that is the thing. But of course, in Mahayana, they also practice just without lying down by chanting the Buddha. They call there's one method. They call it a recollection of Buddha from 10,000 directions. That method, you are not allowed to lie down. So we need to say from dawn to dusk, you always mindful to the Buddha. And when you make it, the Buddha will appear from the 10 direction. They start to communicate with you. But you can't, you just don't think that this is the real Buddha. So you understand, it's a mind make from your samadhi. One from then, you have to shift to the vipassana to observe, to do vipassana, observe your five aggregate. And also even the image also is the manifestation of your mind. And then, you have passed through, you can consider success when you go to that stage. Okay, so this is about some Mahayana practice also do like this way. Okay, let me check what else point do I miss out? Okay, let's try to finish the last two paragraphs. Okay, before we end. So yes, okay, Mr. Leong, before you freeze, yes, one should not mistakenly believe. Oh, you freeze already, Mr. Leong. Okay, so Elena, one should not
mistakenly believe Therefore, that one has to recite sutras even in the middle period of the night without sleeping at all. Perhaps the translation was too brief, or there was a misunderstanding in which the recitation of sutra is in the initial and later periods of the night was translated as recitation in the middle period, or perhaps to recite the sutra to rest oneself. Actually means to retain right mindfulness of the Dharma even when sleeping. Live with right knowledge means that in ordinary life, monastics should maintain the right knowledge regardless of whether they are coming or going, unintentionally seeing or purposefully looking, bending or extending an arm, whether they are receiving, keeping or protecting their groups and bowl, whether they are eating, walking, standing, sitting, lying down, waking up, talking, keeping silence, sleeping, or whatever. In every action of daily life, one should know what one is doing, what one should or should not do, whether the time is right, and whether it is done well. In short, if one has the right knowledge in all matters, one will not be at fault.
Thank you so much. Mr. Leong say yes if you finish. Oh, no. Raise hand by Zoom. We adopt a new norm also. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, not much point here, class. Okay, just one thing you see. Okay, looking, bending, extending an arm, eating, walking, standing, sitting must be mindful. Okay, basically, in Myanmar, the Mahasi school, the practice is thoroughly. If you join the Mahasi meditation class, they will try to slow down everything. They will try to make you finish one bowl of the meal, maybe take 1 hour. So everything is slow down. Maybe you walk about 10 minutes to go to the toilet. They just want you to slow down everything. Because for them, once you slow down everything, you'll be very mindful. So that is their way. But basically, in 1 day retreat, you can do so. But once you go out, better become normal. Don't just walk very slow. When you pass through, there's a traffic light. Don't do that. It will be dangerous. Yeah, some people get confused, you know. Okay, then lastly, we say if one has the right knowledge in one method, one will not be at fault. Yes, the right knowledge again. Okay. Okay, class. After 1 hour, we have a group sitting. You prefer to do a little bit of recapitulation, or you just want to rest? Then 4:30 start the meditation class. Which is your preference? On the mic, Mr. Leong, on the mic.
Rest, and then after that go for meditation.
Okay lah, so just rest. Okay. So Mr. Leong, next Sunday, 12:30. This switch 30 lah. Okay.
Okay. Give us a reminder lah, Sipo.
I don't want to remind you anymore. You have to remind you by yourself. We got so few ways to remind you. Okay.